Hey guys, today's video is brought to you by Ecom Supply Depot. This is actually my private label for selling Amazon FBA poly bags. So if you already prep your own shipments and you'd like to support my channel, check out the link in the description box below for Ecom Supply Depot. These are the highest quality poly bags on the market. These are the same ones that I use in my business. You won't be disappointed with the quality and the price that you'll get them for. So in today's video, we're going to be talking about how to set up an LTL shipment, literally from the beginning all the way to the end. So make sure you watch all the way through. Here, we're going to jump inside my computer in just a second, and I'm going to show you exactly how to do this. Now, if you're new to the channel, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. And if you would, smash that like button as well so we can get this to the top of YouTube's algorithm. Once again, if you're new as well, join the Facebook group in the link below where you'll have access to a free course getting you up to speed on how to scale an Amazon wholesale business from $0 to $100,000 in sales per month relatively quickly. Now, with all the housekeeping aside, let's get into this video.
Now, the first thing we're going to do when we're inside of Seller Central is we're going to go over to the inventory tab. We're going to go to our inventory and we will select the products that we want to include on our LTL shipment. And then we're going to go to the drop down here on the left-hand side of the screen and select Send Replenish Inventory. Just hit yes, continue here. And then once your inventory has been added to the shipment, we're going to use the old shipping plan. We'll just see this pop up in a second. So we're going to go back to the previous workflow, select the previous workflow since this is substantially better than the new version of Amazon shipment workflow. We'll add the quantities that we want here. Let's just do 200 for each. And then we're going to select continue. On this page, Amazon's going to ask us how we would like to prep our inventory items. If you have glass or if you have breakables, you're going to have to make sure you select the appropriate category. For the purpose of this video, no prep is needed, so we're going to simply select the Apply to All button, and we're going to go down to where it says No Prep Needed, and we're going to select that and hit Continue. On this section, Amazon's asking us who is going to do the product labeling with those FNSKU barcodes. We want to do that ourselves to save the money, so we're going to hit Merchant and select Continue. Now at this point, Amazon has routed our shipment to the Indiana distribution center. We can approve this if we'd like, or if we think that the distribution center is too far away, we can delete the plan. But we are going to go ahead and approve the shipment. We're going to give it a name. I'm going to call it Test 1, and we're going to select Approve and Continue. Now that our shipment's set up, we need to go inside the shipment and begin our work. Now that we're on the final page, this is where we're going to enter all the information for our shipment. The first step that we're going to pay attention to is this shipping service step. The default is always going to be small parcel delivery. For the sake of this video, we want to select less than truckload as our shipping method. And keep in mind that the shipping carrier, the default is always going to be an Amazon partnered carrier. If you're doing the wholesale business model, I recommend always using an Amazon partner carrier as you're going to get the cheapest rate. However, if you're doing private label, there's a strong chance that you will have to choose another carrier, especially if you are sending your inventory straight to Amazon from your Chinese supplier. Now moving on to the next step, we're going to go to the shipment packing section here, and we're going to tell Amazon how we are going to pack our boxes. I highly recommend packing each box with just one SKU to keep things organized. So we're going to select one SKU per box. Once we've selected one SKU per box, Amazon's going to populate this web form, which is going to allow us to tell them how many units are in each box and how many boxes we have. We're going to keep it simple for this video. We're going to say there are 10 units in each box and that we have 20 boxes of each different SKU. Once you've entered all the box quantities for your shipment, go ahead and select the Confirm button. If everything reconciles appropriately, you will get a green check mark that says your box information has been successfully submitted. And from here, we are going to print our box labels for the shipment. I highly recommend using a thermal printer for printing off your box labels, pallet labels, and your FNSKU labels, simply because you won't have to deal with smudging. So it'll give you less problems when your shipment gets to Amazon. So if you use a thermal printer, go ahead and select the Select Thermal Printer button. If you don't use a thermal printer, you're going to want to come down here and choose either blank paper or blank rectangle labels if you have these 6 labels per page. But we are going to do the thermal printing paper, so let's go ahead and select thermal printing paper, and we are going to generate our box labels. Once we've selected the generate box labels, Amazon is going to give us a screen where we can print off all the box labels. Keep in mind that every single label here is specific to a box, so we want to make sure that we are putting each label on the appropriate box.
Once you print off all the box labels for your shipment, you're simply going to take each box label and put it on the appropriate box. Amazon's going to prefer that you do it on the side of the box rather than the top. And when you do it, make sure once again that you are putting the correct label on the correct box. Otherwise, your inventory will get lost at Amazon, and nobody wants that. Now, the next thing you're going to do is weigh each box. Hopefully you have several boxes that are the same size. That will decrease the amount of boxes you need to weigh. Then we're going to stack the pallet neatly. We're going to get the pallet dimensions. So you're going to measure the height and you're going to measure the length of the pallet. You'll have the weight. We're going to go back now to the computer, enter in the dimensions, and book our shipment.
Now that we have the dimensions for our pallet, we're going to go down here to the pallet information section and enter those here. Now keep in mind that no pallet that you send to Amazon can be greater than 72 inches in height, and it cannot weigh more than 1,500 pounds. So make sure that you follow these limitations. For the sake of this video, we're going to enter 60 for our pallet height and 1,400 for our pallet weight. The number of pallets is going to be 1 for the sake of the shipment. Now, keep in mind that if you would like to send in multiple pallets of different dimensions, all you have to do is add another row. And we're not going to do that here, so we're just going to get rid of that row. And I never like to send in stackable pallets to Amazon simply because this increases the likelihood that your inventory gets damaged on its route to Amazon. So make sure you don't check stackable pallets there. And then from here, we're going to come down to the shipping charges section. We're going to select the date that we want Amazon to pick up our freight, and then we're going to go over here to where it says declared value. We're going to enter in the declared value of our shipment, which is the amount that it cost us to buy the inventory. Enter that, and then we'll come down to where it says calculate and select calculate. Here we can see that the cost for our shipment is $151.60. If we agree to that, we can go ahead and select the I agree button here, accept charges, and then we will print off our pallet labels, put those on our pallet, and then we will complete our shipment.
So once we print off our pallet labels, we're going to wrap our pallet pretty thoroughly. It's going to be important that you make it very secure. That way your items don't come loose in transit. Now what I like to do is I like to use pallet toppers with my shipment. I first use a black pallet topper, and then I cover it up here with the clear pallet topper. Now the reason I like to use black pallet wrap is simply because anyone who comes into contact with the pallet won't know it's on it, and it will decrease your chances of theft. So I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this pallet real quick. And then what I like to do once the pallet is wrapped is I like to put one strip of tape directly over the top, and then one sheet of tape over the top here on the other side, going in the opposite direction. Now that the pallet's been securely wrapped, we're simply going to take our pallet labels. We're going to put one on each side at eye level. Now our pallet is ready to be picked up. We're simply going to wait from here to get a bill of lading from Amazon. They're going to email it to your email associated with your seller account. It will also pop up in that final page where you have the shipping charges for your shipment. And we're going to download that copy. We're going to print off 2 copies of the bill of lading. One's going to be for us, and one is going to be for the driver. And that driver is going to give us what's called a pro number, and that's how we can track our shipment to Amazon. Now that we've completed our shipment, there's a few things you have to keep in mind before we end this video. These are very important. You want to keep a copy of that bill of lading in your files, because in the case that Amazon misplaces some of your inventory, you're going to have to use the pro number on that bill of lading to get what's called a proof of delivery form to reconcile and have Amazon pay you back for your inventory. Obviously, you're also going to have a copy of the invoice for the inventory that was on that shipment. Now, the other thing you need to keep in mind is that if you're shipping from a residence, before the trucker gets to your residence, you want to make sure you call the shipping company and tell them that you need a lift gate. If you don't have a loading dock, not all trucks are going to be equipped with a lift gate. So you're going to have to make sure that a truck with a lift gate comes out to your residence. So there you have it. That is how you create a LTL shipment from beginning all the way to the end. Hopefully this video provided value to you. If it did, go ahead and smash that like button if you would, subscribe to the channel, and as always, we'll see you in the next video. Hey, if you're new to Amazon and you're looking to learn the wholesale business model, check out this video right here. It's an A to Z tutorial on how to use the wholesale business model. I promise you will get tons of value and benefit from watching it. Have a great day.